In episode 2, we pick up our Land Rover Defender 110 and head from Peebles over to Luss on the west shore of Loch Lomond,
where we encountered rain, even more rain, which meant flooded roads and uncertainty about our camping location.
Today we're travelling from Peebles, which is on the east side of the country, about 15 miles south of Edinburgh, over to Loch Lomond and the town of Luss, which is on the west shore. We're going the northern route through Callander rather than going south through Glasgow. The journey is about 125 miles, which should take about 3 hours with no stops. Hopefully, this will get us into Luss in plenty of time to find camp tonight. In a couple of hours, we'll meet Duncan from Scotland Overland, who will deliver the Land Rover vehicle. And those guys are based in Peebles, which is a very pretty town. So we took a little time and walked around, took some photographs and picked up some camping supplies for tonight. So looking forward to collecting the vehicle and hitting the road.
So we're inside the Land Rover getting ready to set off.
Hello.
In our matching orange
Hello.
Kagouls. Very excited about it. Weather's bad. Actually, weather's good. Weather's perfect. It's a little bit rainy and overcast, so we're ready to set off.
So we're heading now from Peebles over to Loch Lomond. We're actually going to Luss, which is on the west side. Don't actually have a campsite picked out yet, so we're going to go and see what is available. So tonight will be our first night camping. So this vehicle has a different tent than the one we thought. It actually has an iCamper tent, which is much more streamlined tent. Has a hard case, so there's no soft cover to have to mess around with when you get to your campsite. So that actually should help us a lot. I mean, it should be literally 5-minute setup for our tent. So yes, looking forward to trying that out tonight. On the road now, it'll be another couple of hours, and we will do another update when we get to Luss.
Passing the Kelpies, these are 30-meter high horse head statues near Falkirk. So we're starting to see some rain now, and it's coming down pretty good. And the river over to our left is flowing pretty well. So hopefully the weather won't be problematic for us today on the drive over to Loch Lomond. And I gotta say, the roads here they feel pretty narrow to me. We have these articulated lorries or semis coming the other way, and they really don't slow down. And I don't know, with the wet roads and these conditions, that can be a bit hair-raising at times. But we've been driving for a couple of hours now, and there is a rest stop. I think there's a cafe here coming up on the left, so we're just going to stop for a little bit and get a bite to eat, drink, and take in some of the view here, and then we'll hit the road again.
side of Luss, on the west shore of Loch Lomond, and we stopped for a little for a coffee and a delicious burger at a place that I cannot remember, but it was a sort of a camping site, cafe and viewing point on Loch Lugave, I think, or Lubeg. We'll subtitle that one. So yeah, there's tons of rain. Looks like flooding going on here. And in fact, we just got a message that the tour of Staffa Island and Fingal's Cave has been cancelled next week due to inclement weather, presumably part of the same system that we're seeing here. And so yeah, lots of rain. Hopefully we will be dry tonight. We're about, like I said, 50 minutes out of Luss, and then still don't know exactly where we are going to camp tonight, but I think we'll have plenty of options. And yes, this road is pretty good. This Land Rover is driving well. Had a few rather fast-traveling, semis or articulated lorries that have been tailgating a little bit, which is a bit nerve-wracking because they know the roads obviously and we don't. They don't know the vehicle. I'm on the wrong side of the road driving stick shift, so a little bit hair-raising, but I've been getting out of the way where I can. So far so good though with the vehicle. Getting into fourth gear has a knack to it sometimes, but generally it's driving very well. Alright, that's it for now. We'll update again once we get into Luss.
Okay, interesting. We've seen a few of these flooded areas on the road to the rain. This one is particularly deep. It's about a foot deep in places. Gonna take it easy. Hopefully this will not cause any problems further on the journey. Yeah, I'm not sure what lock this is on the right, but it seems pretty full. It looks like it's not quite flooded at the edge like the other area that we were passing, but these trees on the shoreline here are really above the... yeah, it's going to be flooded. I think it's right on the limit. So I don't know if this is typical, but it's a lot of rain. I mean, I guess that's why it's so green up here. But, well, let's just see how we go. Hopefully no problems for us.
Trees are up to their branches and water.
We just got out of a hold-up here. We've been waiting here for maybe an hour or so. I think there was an accident ahead. And it looks like somebody span out. But we're moving again now. The cars, well, okay. The the lights is dimmed obviously, and the vehicles now have the headlights on. So the reflective surface with the rain and the water splashing up and the headlights and the narrow roads, it makes this pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting drive. I'm not feeling my most confident at this point, but so far so good. But this is Loch Lomond that is to our left here. So we just have to head up to Tarbert now, which is where this road joins the A82 road, which goes for then a few miles down there to Luss. Alright, after hyperlapsing along here, we're in the town of Tarbet. That is Tarbet Hotel on the right. It's a 400-year-old site. I think that building dates back 250 years. But this is the junction with the A82. So just a few more miles down here now to Luss. And hopefully we'll get camping and get set up before it gets too dark. We haven't actually used the tent yet, so we hope not to be doing that for the first time in the dark. Okay, here's our turn off. Now to try and find, we're looking for a particular campsite that we saw on the map. So hopefully that's around here somewhere. Just driving through Luss now. It's not a big town or village. It is looking very down. I think we have to backtrack a little bit to get to the campsite, but not too far now. Okay, well, the lights are on, but nobody is home and the gate is closed. Time for Plan B. And Plan B is this lay-by on the A82. We passed it earlier. Maybe not ideal. Looks like someone else has the same idea. It is right by the road, but the road's not too busy. And it has a very scenic view of Loch Lomond, so, you know, it could be worse. Well, as you can see, we did set up camp in the lay-by on the A82 with a scenic view over Loch Lomond. Not the most ideal spot, not too loud with the traffic from the street, but at least we did figure out the tent and managed to get a good night's sleep. In the morning we'll set off for Oban and then take the ferry over to the Isle of Mull. Look out for that in episode 3 of Highlands and Islands. If you liked our video, please click like. To see more of our videos, please click subscribe.
Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.